Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metagame Mastery, where it's not just about what the card does, but how it impacts the game. Battlebond preview season is upon us, and today we got to see some amazing reprints that will absolutely impact the Eternal formats. If you enjoy our content, click that subscribe button so you have access to all our latest videos, and in the description below there is an Amazon affiliate link. Any purchases made after clicking that link, a small percentage comes back to help the channel. Without further ado, big time, go time, let's go. First, let's take a look at True Name Nemesis. Very powerful card, one of the most broken cards in the history of 1v1 formats. He's 3 CMC, 1 colorless, blue for a 3/1 Merfolk Rogue. When he enters the battlefield, choose a player. He has protection from chosen player. This creature cannot be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything controlled by that player. Oh, so sick. Now, of course, he's not going to be quite as broken in Two-Headed Giant or in Commander, but the interest in this card has really spiked since Merfolk Tribal started to gain momentum again during the Ixalan block. He's been sitting around $30 now for some time. Not only will there be new copies entering the market, but he will be available in foil for the first time ever. Very exciting stuff. Land Tax is also being reprinted. It's 1 white mana for an enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. If an opponent controls more lands than you may search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. So this is being reprinted with the Judge promo art available for the first time, non-foil. I'm also putting it side by side with the original art so that you can compare and contrast. This is a classic card that is so sick and powerful, not just for allowing you to fix your mana each and every turn and hit your land drops. That's super important. But in the right build, this floods your hand, allowing you to get an extra 3 cards in added to your hand size. Very powerful card. Has been sitting for a long time now at about the $30 mark. It'll be great to see some new copies enter the market. Diabolic Intent is being reprinted for the first time, now with awesome new art. I'm putting these up side by side also so that you can compare the two. It's 2 CMC, 1 colorless, and a red for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sack a creature. Search your library for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. In the right deck, this is more powerful than a Demonic Tutor because it acts as an additional sack outlet. This card is so good. It's been sitting around the $23 mark for a long time now. It'll be great to see it not only re-entering the market, but with awesome new art. I mean, look at that. That's sweet. Spout Tyrant is getting a reprint. He's 8 CMC, 5 colorless, blue for a 5/5 Jin with flying, and whenever you cast a spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. This guy is an absolute finisher in Commander. He's a combo piece. You can drop him on the board and wipe your opponent's permanents off the board, all the while storming off. Super sick with amazing new art. He's been hovering at about $13 now. So a whole new market is going to have access to this and do crazy new things. I'm really excited about this one. Vigor is getting reprinted as well. He's 6 CMC, 3 colorless, green for a 6/6 elemental incarnation with trample. If damage would be dealt to another creature you control, prevent that damage. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way. When Vigor is put into the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. Amazing card. It's been sitting around the $18 mark for some time, getting reprinted here, giving more players access to it, just making it so that your creatures can only become more powerful in combat, never losing, only ever getting stronger, and protecting them from damage-based removal, like Blasphemous Act. Very powerful. Sword of Temptation is getting a reprint. It's 4 CMC, 2 colorless blue for a 2/2 fairy wizard with flying, and when she enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature as long as Sword of Temptation remains on the battlefield. So she's a control magic with legs, and very important, interacts with fairy and wizard tribal. This card will be particularly powerful when paired with Naban, Deed of Iteration. Very cool reprint here. Of course, Swords to Plowshares is being reprinted. It's a classic card. It's possibly the best removal spell of all time. And we get to see it one more time in Battlebond here. It's 1 white mana for an instant, exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. And Veteran Explorer, Group Hug Staple is being reprinted here with new art, 1 green mana for a 1/1 human soldier scout. When he dies, each opponent may search their library for up to 2 basic land cards to put them onto the battlefield. Then each player who searched their library this way shuffles it. And Baldware Intimidator is back, and this thing is freaking hilarious. Warrior Tribal is going to get so much support in this set. It's awesome. He's 7 CMC, 5 colorless, red for a 5/5 giant warrior. Cowards can't block warriors. Pay 1 red mana, target creature becomes a coward until end of turn. Pay 2 colorless and a red, target creature becomes a warrior until end of turn, making your warriors unblockable, just picking off creatures saying that this one can't block my warriors, that one can't block my warriors, and getting a little bit of salt in the process. Very nice. Sickle Dancer is 3 CMC, 2 colorless and a black for a 3/2 human warrior. When she attacks, if your team controls another warrior, she gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So a 3/2 vanilla for 3 that can be a 4/3 if you have another warrior on the battlefield. That's pretty powerful. I would definitely run this in limited. This thing seems like an absolute beastie. Thrasher Brute is 4 CMC, 3 colorless and a black for a 4/3 orc warrior. When he or another warrior enters the battlefield under your team's control, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Just getting that incremental life drain over and over and over again as you play your warriors adds up real quick. So this is a very good card. It's very close to being on curve, being a 4/3 for 4, and you get incidental value. Very nice. Jungle Wayfinder is 3 CMC, 2 colorless and a green for a 3/3 elf warrior. When it enters the battlefield, each player may search their library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into their hand, then shuffle their library. So you get a 3/3 for 3, and on top of that, it replaces itself with some mana fixing for both you and your partner and your opponents. Still, a very interesting card. I would definitely take a good long look at this in limited. Shoulder to Shoulder gets another reprint. It's 3 CMC, 2 colorless and a white for a sorcery, support 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to each of 2 target creatures. Draw a card. So this is an absolute flavor win in this format. I'm pretty excited to see it. I never thought I would be, but I am. And Kraken Hatchling, just an absolute value card, is getting reprinted here. It's only 1 blue mana for a 0/4 vanilla Kraken. Just a way to clog up the board, protect your partner in a 2-headed giant format. Very nice and limited. I know you've been waiting for it. Here it is. The new card that's blowing everyone's absolute minds. It is Arena Rector. 4 CMC, 3 colorless, and a white for a 1/2 human cleric. When she dies, you may exile her. If you do search your library for a Planeswalker card and put it onto the battlefield, shuffle your library. A lot of brewers are already using this as a combo piece to put card into play first turn in Eternal formats. This thing is going to be off the chains broken. Just wait and see. Game plan is 6 CMC, 5 colorless and a blue for a sorcery with assist. Any player can pay up to 5 colorless mana of this spell's cost. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into the library, then draws 7 cards. Exile game plan. I'm not a big fan of assist. I know it takes a double cost time twister, and in two-headed giant you can split the cost so that both you and your partner are getting this for the same price as time twister. Very cool. In Commander, the assist is going to get you very powerful effects for very cheap, assuming that you're interested in playing a very political game and you can get your opponents to cover most, if not all, of the spell's cost. It feels very group out to me, but at the same time, it's sweet that we're getting these effects available to us. Also, possibly very good in budget builds. Stolen Strategy, on the other hand, is all upside. It's 5 CMC, 4 colorless, and a red for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-land cards from among those exiled cards, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. So you're getting mana fixing, and you're getting repeatable card advantage with this. And on top of that, you are milling your opponents, possibly exiling some of their best cards. This is a do nothing card on turn 5. You have to wait an entire turn cycle before you get value off of this. That said, this card is borderline useless in 1v1 games, gets better in two-headed giant games, and gets wild and out of control in commander games because the more opponents you have, the more card advantage this gains you with no downside. Very cool card. Here they are, folks, the new partner commanders that everyone's been going crazy about, and rightfully so. I posted them side by side so that you can see the card interactions because that's what really puts these two over the top. First up, we have Krav the Unredeemed. He's 5 CMC, 4 colorless, and a black for a 3/3 legendary demon. He partners with Ragna the Redeemer, and you can pay 1 black, sacrifice X creatures. Target player draws X cards, and you gain X life. Put X +1/+1 counters on Krav the Unredeemed. Ragna the Redeemer is 6 CMC, 5 colorless, and a white for a 4/4 flying legendary angel. She, of course, partners with Krav the Unredeemed, and at the beginning of the end step, if your team gain life this turn, create 2 1/1 white warrior creature tokens. So this creates a feedback loop that doesn't just trigger on your turn, this triggers on every turn. So in Commander, when you have multiple opponents, she's going to trigger at the end of each player's end step. If you hold up black mana, you can sacrifice 2 creatures on everyone's turn, drawing 2 cards, getting 2 life, and Krav gets 2 +1/+1 counters each and every player's turn. That's going to spiral out of control really fast, which makes this for a very powerful team. Krav is going to see play even outside of white decks, and Ragna the Redeemer will see some fringe play in those really heavy life gain decks outside of black decks. But together, they spiral out of control, and that's very exciting stuff. I really like these two. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoy our content, click that subscribe button so you get access to all the latest Magic the Gathering news. And if you want to support the channel, click that affiliate link in the description below. Any purchases made at Amazon, a small percentage comes back to help the channel. This has been Metagame Mastery. Peace.